Hello everybody, thanks for watching this video. In this video we are going to discuss about how to federate a portal node into a cell. So the objectives of this unit is federate a node into a cell, work with cluster members and clusters, create and manage WebSphere portal cluster. So concepts. Server, we all know that a server is nothing but a JVM. A node is nothing but a logical grouping of application servers. And most important thing is a node does not necessarily mean a single physical server. Okay, we are not calling a single physical mesh server as a node. We are calling a logical grouping of one or more application server together. A logical name we are using a slung name as node, a cell. A cell is a logical grouping of one or more nodes, and a cluster is a logical grouping of one or more servers across one or more nodes. So the servers are managed together and participated in workload management. So what is the goal of cluster? These servers are together can manage together and participate in workload management. Servers in a cluster share resources such as applications. A new portal form feature. New portal form feature is there in introduced in older versions itself. In portal 8.0 offers a mechanism for load balancing and can satisfy the demands in a scalable manner, which means it's like this. The portal forms feature is like this. There will be a lot of standalone portal applications, portal servers, and a load balancer directly talks to all of these standalone portal servers, and all of these portal standalone servers will be sharing all databases except release database. So that is how this form will work. So before federation, the typical portal server looks like a standalone portal server, like you see in the before federation section of the diagram. After federation, the portal looks like below. The portal is there, and DM jar is there, and database is there. So which means once federation is done, the portal become a node and a node agent generated, and DM jar communicates to portal through node agent. So now let us see the process of defining cluster. That process in portal consists of 5 steps: installing portal, transferring the databases, and then preparing the deployment manager, and then federate the node that contain the WebSphere portal, and then create a cluster. So for federating and clustering, profile management is a tool, or management profiles is a script we can use, and we can use config engine, we can use application server scripts such as add node, we can use WPLC DB domain properties file, and files for dmgr.zip located in the portal server, files for dmgr directory, and WAS admin console. We can use all of these we need to use. Preparing the deployment manager. So as we discussed, let me go back to, there are 5 stages. The third stage is called preparing the deployment manager. So when you reach the third step, copy the files for dmgr zip file from portal server to your local WebSphere directory, portal server directory, stop deployment manager, and extract this zip file to the application server temporary directory, and then you have to copy the files to the respective folders in your deployment manager machine, and similarly augmenting the deployment manager profile. So this is also part of preparing the deployment manager. So the wplc.properties file does not generally need to be updated unless the deployment manager is configured for standalone LDAP. So use a federated repository, not a standalone LDAP, because federated repository supports multiple LDAPs. So using the profile management tool or manage profile script augments the deployment manager. You can call manage profiles augment command to augment the particular portal template. Augmentation optimizes the deployment manager for communications with the WebSphere portal node by increasing the web container and SOAP timeout values. So augmentation process optimizes the deployment manager by communicating with the WebSphere portal node by increasing means the augmentation process plays with your web container and SOAP timeout values, and it increases for best performance. So preparing and federating the primary node changes. You need to change few values in your wkplc.properties file and log on to the VAS console and VAS console and locate the VMM settings for standalone LDAP if you want to configure standalone LDAP. Edit the wkplc.properties on the primary node and federate the node now by choosing the SOAP option for add node command. So determining the port. How to determine the port? Once you federated, go to system administration section, go to deployment manager, and from the page from there you can see the SOAP port for deployment manager. You should use that SOAP port for federation, right? And clustering the WebSphere portal. Cluster models available for WebSphere portal customers. There are two type of clusters: dynamic cluster, static cluster. A static cluster is something which we will really talk always, and and a dynamic cluster is something which loads automatically the nodes based on the peakness of the request. When the server requests are ideal, it will remove few nodes and it will make them shut down, and when the requests are too high, it will add more number of nodes automatically. That is dynamic cluster. Unless if you didn't done dynamic clustering, the default nodes will be up and running always, which is the static cluster. So you should run the post federation task after you federate your node. So what are those tasks? Let's see. So cluster node config, cluster setup, this is the task you should run. So use this task to create the cluster after the deployment manager's configuration is complete and the accounts are aligned. Remove any passwords if you store them in property files. You can clean up the common locations by using config engine. The cluster is created. The additional steps are required to configure the JCR seed bus. This thing is not needed only in WebSphere portal 7. So then once cluster is created, how to stop the node eject. So after you federate and cluster the portal, you must manage the following application server instances from now on. Deployment manager you can stop, node agent you can stop, WebSphere portal you can stop. For starting and stop of deployment manager, you need to use start manager.bat, stop manager.bat. For node agent stop and start, you should use start node.bat and stop node.bat from the profile bin directly. Starting clusters and cluster members. To start a member, find the list of application servers and click start. If you choose to start the entire cluster, you can choose the entire cluster start option or ripple start option. All of these things you will find in your VAS admin console. Ripple start option. So what does a ripple start? Restart servers in a sequence and ensures that at least one server in the cluster is online to handle the request, and it will do the other members restart, application server restarts, and it keeps always one server up and running. So stopping the federated portal server. Similarly, when stopping application servers, choose the correct stop option. You can do from the deployment manager console, select the particular server and stop, or you can stop all the members at a time by going to the cluster stop option. So stop again consists of three types: stop, immediate stop, and terminate. What does the stop will do? Stop do not accept new connections, processes all current transactions and new transactions requests from existing sessions. Immediate stop do not accept new connections, processes all current requests or transactions, do not accept new transaction requests. Terminates the JVM. And stop option and immediate stop option for cluster. this also say uh, so immediate stop uh, immediate stop, do not accept new transaction requests. That's the only difference. Checkpoint, which of the following are part of cluster? All of the three answers A, B, C are the part of the cluster. Clustering provides load balancing but not fault tolerance. Is that true? No. Clustering provides both the features, so it's false. Thanks for watching the videos.